Buying or selling a house is not just a transaction, it is like a voyage. And just like in every voyage, there are three parts: the trials, the transitions, and the triumphs. Many people do not know that buying a house is just like that. See, because before anybody gets the key to their house, before they see the sold signs that goes in the yard, and they are popping the champagne or the wine, and the families are taking pictures in front of their new home. See, there is usually a process behind that nobody sees. So think about someone trying to buy a home in today's market. They are very excited. They want to buy a house. They are tired of renting, which is a good thing. It's noble. They want stability. Great. They want a place that they can finally say, this is our home, where our kids can stretch their legs and be happy. But guess what? The trial begins. They look at the monthly payments, and that almost gives them a panic attack. They look at the interest rates, and that makes them to make a pause. See, even though they find a house that they really like, but the mortgage payment is higher than what they initially imagined, then the question starts coming, just like every buyer that is asking: should I wait? What if interest rate comes down? What about prices? What if prices drop? What if I buy a house now and then I regret it later? Buyer's remorse. That is the trial of buying in this season in Nashville and its metro area right now. See, the days of multiples offers are gone. Bye bye, gone. See, sometimes the real battle now is affordability. The fear that comes. What about the uncertainty and trying to make a wise decision in a market that keeps changing? And sellers are also facing their own trials too. A few years ago, you list a house to sell, and within a day, 2 days, the house is gone. Some sellers are still expecting that buyers will rush into their house. No, but those days are gone. Buyers are more careful now. They are not just looking at the prices of the house, they are looking critically at what their mortgage payment will be. They are looking at the interest rates, and they're also looking at the taxes. They're looking at the insurance. This gives them concerns. What about the unexpected repairs that comes? And they are asking themselves, can I really afford to buy now? So what about for sellers? You, as a seller, this season requires a transition from emotion to strategy. Saying a transition from, oh, this is what I want to sell my home. No, 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 no. It is about what is the market saying? What is the reality? It is a transition from pricing the home based only on memories or what Zillow is telling you. No. See, and I understand this, that selling a house can be very, very emotional. See, that house may be a house where you grew up with a lot of memories, where you celebrated many birthdays, where prayers were answered, where hard seasons were survived together. And so, when the house does not move as quickly as you expected, or when an offer comes in that is very low, very, very low, and you are disappointed, it can feel very, very personal. But it is not always personal. Sometimes it is just the reality of the market that we are in today. So, whether you are buying or selling right now, here is what I want you to remember. Do not panic in the trial. No, don't. High interest rate does not mean your dream is dead. No. A slower market does not even mean that your home has no value. Not at all. It means you need wisdom, you need patience, you need strategy, You need the right guidance. You need expert knowledge of the market. And for you as a buyer, see, this may be the season, and it is actually the season to negotiate for a better deal, for seller concessions. I tell you, you know, and you can definitely ask for closing costs. It's going to reduce out of pocket money that you are going to, come up with. So don't just look at the interest rate alone. Look at the bigger picture. Look at the payment, of course, that is true, but look at the long term plan and look at what makes sense for you right now in your family. For sellers, this may be the season to price correctly from the beginning. Note the word from the beginning because that makes a big difference. Prepare the home very well. Make it presentable. Make it appealing. Make the home beautiful. Don't do too much repairs and understand that today's buyers, they are not just buying a house, they are buying a monthly payment. Yep. And that is why I say that real estate is a voyage, like a podcast. It is not just about transactions, there are trials along the journey. The rate, the interest rate, the waiting, the uncertainty that comes along. What about the transitions in the process? And also adjusting expectations, and which will require you to make wise decisions and also stepping into a new season. But you can do it with the right guidance, and there can still be triumph. So the buyers, you can still get the key to your house, and as a seller, you can still move forward. And the next chapter for you and your family can begin to build beautiful memories. So if you are thinking of selling or buying in Nashville and its metropolitan areas, don't do it alone. Reach out to me. Let me represent you. Let me walk side by side and guide you through the process and help you to move from the trial through the transitions and into your triumph of saying, clear to close. Congratulations. This is the key to your house. That is what I love to do. And I have done it for so many people. And I'm willing to do it with you as well. One to go. It is always painful to me when I see someone that bought a house, say 2, 3 years ago, and their mortgage payment is very high. And then they have economic changes within their family. Maybe the income reduced from one, maybe the income reduced, maybe the income, let's start all over again. One, two, go. It is always painful to me when I hear stories of people that bought house, say 2, 3 years ago, and they have a very high mortgage payment, and suddenly, unexpectedly, they have economic changes in their family. Maybe income dropped from two people to one person in the family, and they can no longer afford the mortgage payment. It grieves my heart. And I've seen cases like that they have to sell their house or even go through a foreclosure. They lost a lot of money and they have to rent. It is always a painful experience. Like I said, buying a house or selling is like a voyage that involves trials, transitions, and triumph. And for me, my advice for people like that is that don't give up. It is all about don't give up. It is all about strategy and also making wise decisions at the right time. When you are in such a case, my advice is that yes, you can use that at the beginning. Okay, let's go on.